Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2022-23 season. My name is Dan and today we are doing a Game Week 9 tier list video. We're going to rate the most popular transfers in the Game Week and see if they're good or bad players to buy, basically. If you do enjoy this one, please do leave a like, really helps out the channel, and do subscribe if you're new around here as well. Let's meet the players. Alright, so as always, we've got 20 of the most popular transfers in so far this week. At time of recording, we're going to put them all into one of 5 categories. Must-buys, great transfers, optionals, bad transfers, and avoids. Last game week when we did this video, I was kind of a little bit generous. I put like everyone in optional great transfer and a few in must-buy. And I didn't really put anyone in bad transfers and avoids. So this week, I am going to be far more harsh, far more firm, and rate players very down badly if I feel like it, basically. So yeah, let's go through all these players, starting with the 20th most popular transfer, all the way to the number 1 most popular transfer. So yeah, let's start ourselves off with Marcus Rashford, and I'm going to put him straight in avoid. I'm not going to lie. So he's actually carrying a knock at the moment. We're not 100% sure if he's available, and even if he is available, he's about to play Manchester City, so the best defence in the whole league. You may say, okay, maybe Manchester United might be able to do something against the counter-attack of Manchester City potentially. If so, then fair enough. It seems like a little bit of a risky player to go for, though. You know, you're not 100% sure if he's available. He's playing in a very difficult fixture. We know Manchester United have some very difficult fixtures coming up as well. They've not got a good run of fixtures at all at the moment. So I'm wondering if the time to buy Rashford it's kind of gone before it even really started, if that makes sense. And actually, he's a straight-up avoid. But I feel like maybe I can move into bad transfer because I still don't think it's sensible. But I guess there's a chance that if he does play and, you know, Manchester United do very well in the big games and counter well effectively against Manchester City, transition, should I say, then maybe it could come off. But I still don't really rate it as a transfer. So I'm going to put him in bad transfer. Haaland is going in must-buy. Of course, we all know this by now. If you haven't got Haaland at this point, I mean, I thought I was crazy for only picking him up a few weeks ago. But there's some people who still don't own him, apparently. You absolutely must. You absolutely must buy him. Let's not talk about that too much. But basically, you know, he's going to be really popular captain this week. I think probably by far the most popular captain again. And he's going to be facing up against Lisandro Martinez. You know, a 6'4" Haaland versus 5'1" Martinez. What could go wrong there, I guess. Eric Dyer, let's put him in after a bad I think he's an avoid. I think he's an avoid. You know, Spurs play Arsenal next. They play Manchester United in a couple of weeks as well. They're kind of not great fixtures really at all. And 5.1 is not exactly cheap for a defender. You know, the defensive meta we're going with at the moment is mostly around like not spending too much money in defence, only going for a couple of defenders. Why on earth would you go for Dyer at 5.1 million? And I kind of was just thinking, like, why on earth are people buying this player? He's got bad fixtures. You know, Spurs have not been amazingly defensively. They've been okay. And he's not really going to get more than 6 points, even if he gets a clean sheet. Then I realised, he scored in Game Week 8, didn't he? You know, that's why people buy him. Well, it's just the typical thing. Every time a defender scores a goal, so many people go, aha! That's going to happen every week. That defender, I saw him score a goal. And I think he's going to score every single week for the rest of the season. And they all bring him in, and then he doesn't score again, which is just how football works, unfortunately. Defenders don't score very often. Well, centre-backs don't score very often, unless they're particular types of centre-backs. Dyer is not one of those players. He's not going to score very many goals this season. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't score another goal this season. He's an avoid. Bad fixtures, too expensive, not going to score again. There we go. Might get some clean sheets, but again, doubt it in the difficult fixtures. Martinelli, I think, is still a great player to own in general, but for this particular game week, would I be desperate to buy Martinelli? Probably not. He's playing against Spurs. You know, could he do well against Spurs? Possibly. You know, some people have been saying that Martinelli has gone out of form a little bit. We have to remember, one of those games, you know, the Manchester United game, for example, he had a goal disallowed because of a foul in the build-up. So it wasn't like, it's not like he's just not performing. It's more like he's not, you know, just hasn't scored a goal in a couple of game weeks just because, unfortunately, a goal was disallowed. So, yeah, I really don't think he's that bad of a pick at all still. I think he's a player that I would really want to have in my squad. Is now the week I'd buy him with that Spurs game? I think he could probably wait one more week. So he's an optional. You can buy him now, you can wait a little while longer. Kane, I think he's probably either optional or a great transfer. I'm going to put him in optional. You know what? I'm going to put him in a great transfer. He likes a game against Arsenal a lot. It's one of his favourite fixtures to play. He's good for future game weeks as well, Spurs. Have Arsenal. If you think Kane does well against Arsenal, then that's good. They have a couple of games against Everton, for example. Kane loves a game against Everton. He's playing a lot of his favourite opponents at the moment. I think the time to buy Kane really was last week when he was about to play Leicester. But I still think there is some points going to be available for Kane over the next few game weeks. So, I like him, but the price may put a lot of people off. The price may mean that he's difficult to get to. But if you can get to him and have him as well as Haaland, why not? Why not? I think it's a pretty decent transfer. Luis Diaz against Brighton, and then a couple of difficult fixtures after that, and a blanking game week 12 as well. It's now the time to be buying Liverpool players. I know a lot of people are thinking that Liverpool are going to go out and destroy Brighton. I can't decide. I can't decide on that Brighton fixture. Like, obviously they've got a new manager. Are they going to be suddenly terrible now that Graham Potter's left? Remember, Brighton were phenomenal before the international break and stuff like that. So it's difficult to say that Liverpool roll over and score a load of goals against Brighton. I guess it could happen. But then you've got difficult fixtures after that. You've got blanks after that. I wonder if now is the time to buy Luis Diaz. I would say probably not. I'm going to put him in an optional. I think you could go for him, but I don't think you have to. James plays against Crystal Palace. That's a decent fixture. So maybe a good opportunity to buy Reece James. I still like him. He's still one of my favourite defenders to go for at the moment. I'm going to put him in a great transfer alongside Harry Kane. I think I'm going to be slightly above Harry Kane as well. Pascal Gross, game against Liverpool. I don't know. Again, what are Brighton going to be like now? We don't know exactly. We don't know if they're going to be very good or suddenly very bad. The good thing is, for these Brighton attackers, is that they do play against a Liverpool team that is conceding a lot of goals. Now, will Liverpool have sorted themselves out by this point? Now they've had a couple of weeks off, a few weeks off actually, almost a month off. Will they have sorted themselves out by now? Possibly. It's probably a risky time to go for Brighton players, so I'm going to put Pascal Gross in a bad transfer, but I'm going to put him above Rashford. Cancelo, I think, is a great transfer. Really like him. Really would be looking to go for him. And a nice switch from Cancelo to Trent Alexander-Arnold as well in game week 12, 13, whenever Man City were meant to play Arsenal. Wait, Liverpool don't have blank. No, Liverpool don't have a blank. Why do I think that? No, they just have bad fixtures, don't they? They have Man City in game week 12. That's what I'm thinking of. Or 11 or somewhere like that. They've got Man City soon, basically. Sorry, I don't know why I thought that Liverpool had a blank. It's Man City and Arsenal that have a blank, don't they? They're meant to be playing each other on that Thursday, but they are not now. So, yeah, Cancelo, in that game week where he does have a blank, he's a nice switch from Cancelo to Trent. So I think actually getting Cancelo in now is not the worst thing, even though there is that blank coming. I think because there's a real obvious escape route, you can get Cancelo to Trent, who has West Ham that game week, and then Liverpool have some really nice fixtures after that, because they just need to get past these next 3 game weeks, and then Liverpool's fixtures turn good. So maybe Cancelo for the next couple of game weeks might serve you well until it's Trent time, or Robertson time maybe. After that, Mitrovic, I think a game against Newcastle, it's not the easiest fixture in the world. I don't know if he's essential. I think he's still a great transfer though. I still think he's a very good transfer. Maybe I'm being a bit generous here. Let's drop some players down. I'm going to drop Kane down in here. I'm going to put Mitrovic high tier optional. I don't think you absolutely must buy him this game week, but in general, he's a very good player to have in your team. So I think that's kind of a good optional, really. McAllister, I don't rate at all. Like, you know, penalty merchant. Unless you think like Brighton are going to get some penalties against Liverpool, then McAllister probably is not going to score many FPL points. So I'm going to put him actually in straight up avoid. Don't like this pick too much. Really, he's a defensive midfielder, a very deep line defensive midfielder who happened to have got a lot of FPL points this season because Brighton have had a lot of penalties this season. But there's no real reason to think that that's going to continue, so he goes straight in avoid. Isak, I think this is really dependent on his fitness situation. If he's fit, he's a great transfer. Well, he's an optional transfer. If he's not fit, then obviously he's an avoid. But we don't know Isak's injury status at the moment, so perhaps we'll learn a little bit more. I guess we'll just stick him in the middle for now. Even if he is available, by the way, I think he's going to move out to the wing. I think Callum Wilson is actually going to play as a striker. So I actually prefer Callum Wilson to Isak right now. I'll tell you the truth. I prefer Callum Wilson. If you were to ask me which Newcastle striker are you going to go for right now, I'm saying Wilson. I'm not saying Isak. I'm sorry. I said it. There we go. Let's put him in. Let's put him like here. But obviously, if he's injured, then I think he's an avoid. If he's not injured, I guess you could go for him. I mean, I guess he'd be a reasonably good transfer. Is he better than Mitrovic? No, probably not. So I'll put him there. Okay, let's put him there if he's available. If he's not, he's a void. Not Pope. Still a good goalkeeper to have. I wouldn't use my transfers on a goalkeeper, probably not. But if you're on a wild card, he's a good option to go for. Let's put him in optional. Depends on your situation. That's going to be very much dependent on your situation. Son, I kind of like. I think I prefer Kane. But it could be good to see Son back in form. Now he's, back in form, back with confidence. Could start to do well again. Doing well over the international break as well as he often does. Let's put him in optional around here. He's a pretty good premium to go for. I think De Bruyne, again, is optional. I don't know if I love De Bruyne as a pick right now, if I'm honest. Just because that blank in a couple of game weeks. Unless you're maybe going to have De Bruyne now and then switch him to Salah for when De Bruyne blanks, possibly in a few weeks' time. There's that potentially. I think he's optional. I'm going to put him just below Son. I don't think I'd double up with Haaland and De Bruyne. I'd want to kind of spread out my premiums a little, because you're going to have Haaland, right? Are you going to have De Bruyne as well? So there's 2 premiums blanking in game week 12. Or 13, should I say? I don't know. It's harsh. It's harsh. It is the game at 12. Yeah, I don't think I like it that much. I think it's optional. I don't think I'm not in love with the De Bruyne transfer right now. Like, if you've already got him, great, but I don't know if I'd bring him in. Tony's got a great fixture this week. I would say that Tony is probably one of the highest scoring players of Game Week 9. So let's put him in a great transfer. Zaha, I think, can wait one more week until after the Chelsea game. So I guess he's an optional. I think he's a really good player to have. But would I be desperate to buy him right now? No, I wouldn't be desperate. But I think he's a reasonably decent pick. Madison, I'm going to put Madison in a great transfer. I think he's going to do so well. I'm really considering captaining Madison for the next couple of games. I just thought he looked so good in Game Week 8. And these 2 fixtures, we've got Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, and we've got Leeds coming up. We've got, who else have we got coming up? We've got Southampton. He's got such good fixtures now. Like, Madison is going to kill it for the next few game weeks. I know Leicester are very bad defensively, but they have shown this season over and over again, and last season to be fair, that they can still attack. And Madison is going to be so involved in so many of the attacks. So we like Madison a lot. Trippier, I don't mind. I think he is starting to creep up to, when he's starting to get towards Reece James price. Then you kind of wonder, maybe he's not quite worth his money anymore. But still 5.4 million. He's getting towards being a little bit too expensive where he becomes optional. But I still think he's a pretty good transfer. And finally, the most popular transfer of the game week. Everyone is buying in Saliba. Everyone is singing Saliba's chant. Everyone loves him, and I understand why. He's an absolute legend. He scored. He got a clean sheet last game week as well. He scored 2 goals this season. He's got an assist. He's a creative masterpiece. He's a goal-scoring threat. No. He's a bad transfer. I'm sorry. I think he's a bad transfer. I'm not bringing in William Saliba when Arsenal are about to play Spurs. He's not going to get a clean sheet in that game, or at least I don't think. Maybe that's me being a pessimistic Arsenal fan, but I don't think Arsenal are going to keep a clean sheet in that game. I know people will probably look at him scoring twice and assisting once already this season, but when you look at the circumstances of the first goal, the first assist, they're not things that are really repeatable. Obviously, you got a nice headed goal in that last game week, but I'm not, against Brentford, I'm not thinking that he's going to do that every week. I'm really not thinking he's going to do that every week, and I'm not thinking he's going to do that against Spurs. Yes, he will occasionally get a goal, but I think he's definitely not going to carry on the goal scoring and assisting rates that he has so far this season. There's just no way he's gonna keep that up all season. And a game against Spurs is just a perfect time for him to not score and to concede. So honestly, wouldn't be surprised. We've seen a few 0 pointers, -1 pointers, 1 pointers from Saliba this season as well. He's pretty binary. I would say this game week is one of those game weeks where he gets a 1 or a 0, and then another game week he'll probably get something much better than that. But this game week, I'm not buying Saliba this game week. I don't think this is the right time. Maybe wait one more week and then buy him. But right now, I would not have him in my starting 11. Even if I owned him, I'd probably rather play the likes of, Patterson or assuming he's available, Patterson, Nico Williams and stuff like that. Maybe Andreas even. So, yeah, not really feeling this one. So I'm going to put him in bad transfer. And that, I believe, completes our tier list. That's all players. Hopefully I haven't upset too many people with this particular week episode of the tier list, but maybe I have. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Have I got things roughly right? Have I got anything desperately wrong? And if I've got something wrong, please do tell me why, because people often say, "Oh, this player should be a must-buy," and I'm like, "Why?" And they're like, "Well, you know, just a good player." Thanks. Anyway, one more thing I should probably say is a lot of people have been asking for a sell tier list as well for the most popular sales. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So I'm going to make another tier list. We're going to do that tomorrow by popular demand, I guess. We're going to do that. Just because it's the international break, we've got a little bit more time. We can test out some videos over the international break. That's what I've kind of been doing because we've got a little bit more time. We've got a bit more freer schedule, I suppose. So we'll do that tomorrow. So do stay tuned for that. But there we go. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like. Really helps out the channel so much. Please do subscribe if you're new around here as well. Do check out Fantasy Football Hub. They're still providing so much good stuff for the channel, and you know they have a phenomenal tool. So do go check them out. And I'm also going to leave in the video description my Twitch channel link, because I am going to be streaming some FIFA when it comes out. So yeah, like in the next week, I'm going to be streaming quite a lot of FIFA over there. We're going to be opening some packs. We're going to be playing some rivals and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to join me on stream for those Twitch streams, then do go check that out. We'll be playing FIFA. We'll be chatting about FPL. We'll talk about FIFA. It'll be good. A few people have already watched a couple of my streams over that already. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I will see you later, mates. Bye bye.